everybody, this is Lynn from Creative Concept Crafts with this week's release, and it's a great little card this week, the Flip Flap card. Great for guys. I've just added a little bit of embossing to one of the mats there. There's quite a number of different sentiments included, envelope boxes, Christmas version, again 1 or 2 Christmas sentiments. So again, I've taken the liberty of cutting out all the mats and layers. I've already matted quite a number of the pieces in preparation. I've done the drawing and I've done the base and the frame as well, matted and layered. These are the 3 flip-flap pieces. And there's tabs on them, as you can see. Fold the tabs in towards one another, okay, on all 3 pieces. And we're going to start off by just adding glue to the tabs that are sat on their own, as you were. 2 of the tabs sit on their own, the other 2 are part of the other side. So it's the 2 tabs on their own that you're adding at the furthest end away from the arrow on your base panel. And you're lining up to the edge of the mat, the edge of the whole thing. Ignore the mat. You're coming on the outside of that, lining up to the very outer edges of the back panel. Okay, now I haven't done any matting and layering yet, and I'll explain why. I'm adding the second piece here, and I wanted you to see exactly where the placement is so that the flip flap doesn't catch as you're going. So you're going to align it up with about a millimetre gap between the first piece and the second. If you put it up too tight, you'll find that the flip flap will catch, so leave about a millimetre of a gap top and bottom, and then you can turn the first piece back so that you can get in to burnish those tabs down. Now you would continue obviously, but I'm going to now add the panels, the decor panels and the text. There's 3 different decorative panels, and there are matching boxes for each individual one. So if you're wanting to use all of one panel on a card, you could do that. These fit exactly into the flip-flap piece. There's no mat, there's no gap. So just line up exactly to the flip-flap piece. I've ordered them in the order that I want them to appear. So one line is for the front and the other line is for the back. There's quite a number of sentiments, and I found that when I do the conversion from the Scan and Cut into SVG, even though the text is ungrouped from the cut, for some reason, when you take it into the scan, into your machine, you can't draw and then cut. As simply as that. You need to open them up in Canvas offline and toggle the draw and cut on and off. Do the draw, turn the cut off. Do the draw on your Scan and Cut, leave your item on your mat in the machine, go back to Canvas offline, turn off the draw, turn on the cut and send that to your machine and then cut the pieces. I don't know why it happens. It's just one of those odd, peculiar things between the Scan and Cut and my conversion of the SVG software that I use. Apologies, but it's that, or we can't use the draw. That said, I've also added a blank mat for the file, so you could use that as an alternative and put your own text in. So if you don't want to be messing about with Canvas, then you can do your own thing as well. Okay, so that's 2 of them in position. So you've got a mat on each side, in other words, of the flip-flap section. Putting the 3rd piece on now. I would have added them all together once the mat's there. I need to turn that centre panel back, and again we're looking for that millimetre gap between one flip-flap piece and the other, just so it doesn't catch when you start to move backwards and forwards. So again, burnish those tabs down, and remember that they line up exactly top and bottom to the outside of your back piece. So that's the 3 panels added and ready to go. So now we've got the tabs to deal with. So fold those all back away from the arrow, and we're going to, can you see they're facing away from the arrow? We're going to add glue to all 6 pieces. And then we take the top frame, and the arrow is at the opposite side to the base piece, and position it exactly over the top of the base. The only bit that doesn't line up is the arrow, because that's an added piece on each side. And burnish those tabs down, making sure everything's in line across the top, down the sides and along the bottom. So make sure it's pushed down. I would leave it to dry before you try and move it. And there's the flip flap in operation. So you've got something different on the back to the front. Now, I haven't added anything at this stage, but I am going to take this one step further. On the one, there's a matching envelope box with the butterfly on, and there are actually 3 boxes, 3 different boxes matching the mats that are on the card. So the butterfly one is actually in the centre at the back. That's matching the box, but as I said, there's 2 to match the other 2 panels as well. The Christmas one, I've added a few gems. Like I said, there's some Christmas greetings in the file. That's one I did for the guys, and I did a little bit of embossing on the mat. But I think on this last one, even though I haven't done it on the video, I'm going to add some flowers, and I've actually used the rose flower, the smallest rose, and the leaves. So you'll see that in the pictures at the end of the video. I hope you like this one. I think it's a great one for any occasion and for anybody. Thanks and bye for now.